Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. This week, I want to talk about why you must push your ex away if you want them back. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but as with many things in dating, it's usually the opposite of what you think will work. That actually works. Logic is not your friend when it comes to dealing with people's emotions. But first, I want to welcome back my beautiful no-contact army. We still have room for a few more people to test the Android version of my app Silencio. The link is underneath every single video and podcast. So if you're interested, go to my website, theartoflove.net, and sign up for my free newsletter. That way you will be on the email list, and we will let you know when we are ready to move forward and have you download the app and test it. And if you too would like to join my no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. Okay, so let's talk about pushing your ex away to get them back. So to understand how to get your ex back by pushing them away, we have to look at interest level, which I've talked about here many times if you've heard my other videos. And I first learned about interest level from the late Doc Love. And basically, if you haven't heard me talk about it, the higher someone's interest level is on a scale of 1 to 100, the lower the chances that they will break up with you. However, when their interest level goes below 50, that is when they break up with you, and that is the only reason that someone breaks up with you. And any other reason they give you is always a secondary reason. So if they say, well, it's long distance, or I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm busy with school, kids, whatever. No, it's the interest level. Because how come distance wasn't a problem before? Huh? How come they were ready for a relationship before? Huh? And any other excuse, right? It was all fine when their interest level was high, but now that it's not, now they're not willing to make any sacrifices or put up with anything. They just want to get out of there. So in a happy relation, or a happy and healthy relationship, interest levels are usually very close together, and they're always changing. So sometimes yours is a little higher than your partner's, sometimes your partner's a little higher than yours, but usually they'll both be in the 80s or 90s. So there may only be about a 5 to 10 point difference. However, when they break up with you, now their interest level is below 50. So if your interest level is 80 or 90, now the difference is 30 or 40 points. We're going to be doing some math today. So how are you going to make up that difference? How are you going to make it so that the difference becomes only 5 or 10 the way it was before? Well, you're obviously going to try to raise their interest level to make it go above 50 so that they'll start to consider at least getting back with you. And another way to close that gap is for you to appear to have a lower interest level. I say appear because I know that when you're rejected, your interest level went through the roof. It's probably at 100. And your ex knows that it's probably very high and that they can get you back at any time since you were not the one who wanted the breakup in the first place. So they're walking around very confident with their very low interest level, knowing that your interest level is very high and that if they change their mind, that they can have you back. And as I said in my very first video about getting an ex back, titled How to Easily Get Your Ex Back, and I'll put the link in the upper right corner on YouTube, when someone breaks up with you, they're not 100% sure they want to break up with you, but they're at least 51% sure that they want to break up with you. But there's still that 49% if they're at 51, meaning that they still have some doubts about whether they made the right decision, no matter how adamant they seemed at the time and no matter how stubborn you think they are. And it's going to remain, we're going to deal with that remaining 49%, or whatever it is in your case. It might be 45, might be 40. And that's what's going to help you get them back. So we're going to work on that part of them that wasn't totally sure that they wanted to break up with you. And the way to do that, as I said, is to appear to have low interest as well. And this will begin to sow the seeds of doubt as to whether they could even get you back if they wanted you. When they break up with you, they no longer see you as their equal. They see you as being below them, since your interest level has gone down and yours is still high. So, when you chase them, call them, buy them flowers, send them gifts, wish them a happy birthday, respond to their every call, every text, you're just reinforcing the fact that you have a very high interest level, even though they have a low interest level, and that the gap between the two interests is still huge. It wasn't like before when you were together and it was only 5 or 10 points. So by doing those things, you're showing that the gap is 30 or 40 points, and that is not where you want it to be. That is not how you're going to get them back. So the only way to get their interest to go up while making it appear that yours has gone down, and therefore closing the gap, is to do the exact opposite of all those things. Stop chasing them, stop trying to win them back with flowers or gifts, stop contacting them for their birthday, stop responding to every little breadcrumb, etc., etc. And the reason this is hard for people is because you don't see the immediate effect that this has on your ex. They knew you didn't want the breakup, so they expect you to chase them. And when you don't, it takes a while for it to register because they keep thinking, oh, any day now, he's going to text me, she's going to text me, she's going to show up here, he's going to call me. I'm going to hear from them. Until finally, one day, they realize that, wait a minute, I haven't heard from them. I wonder if maybe I'll never hear from them, and they seem to be moving on with their life, and maybe they're even going out on dates, and oh my God, I thought that maybe if I changed my mind, I could get them back, but maybe I can't. And as I talked about in my video, the 60-day rule, and I'll put the link in the upper right-hand corner, many exes will contact you between days 45 and 60 of no contact. And the 60-day rule works best when you go into no contact immediately after the breakup. So if you kept trying to get your ex back and let 2 or 3 weeks go by and you were still chasing them, then you may have to wait longer to hear from them. That's why if you want the best chance to get your ex back, you have to go into no contact immediately or as soon as you can after the breakup. But the good thing is that time is on your side during a breakup, because the more time that goes by, the more you will close the gap if you leave them alone and don't respond to breadcrumbs and make it look like your interest level is low. Easy to say, I know, hard to do, but it's the only way. Okay? It's the only way and the best way to get your ex back. So if you want to find out more about interest level, I would suggest you read Doc Love's book, The System. And the link to check it out is underneath every single video. And you can read 10 free chapters, they're short chapters, before you purchase it, okay? So now I want to hear from you. How are you keeping yourself busy during no contact so that you don't contact them and you don't respond to breadcrumb and you make it appear like your interest level is low also, okay? Let me know below. And in the meantime, if you'd like my help to get your ex back, contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. The direct link is below. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share so that others can also be helped. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review, and finally remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.